What the heck? The camera had a setting on it for infant? What? Like it detected baby face? Does this look like a baby face to you? I guess maybe, I don't know. Babies have wrinkly old man faces when they're... Good morning. It's baby face Monday or Tuesday. Tuesday. Just a few updates for you from the land of like trying not to make videos. I still have got 2 videos to edit. I finally got the intros for the last 2 80s in 8, 80 and 8s. Wherever you put the apostrophe S for that. So I'll be able to start editing those here in the not too distant future, probably sometime this week or next week, and get those up. I'd like to get at least one of them up this week, and at least on Patreon, so we can do that. I also put a bunch of new wallpapers on Patreon. So if you need some wallpapers for your phone or for your computer, and you're a patron and you missed that, you can hop over and grab those. It was just some nice photos from some walks that I took not too long ago. There's just a lot that's been going on. It doesn't feel like much has been going on. I feel like I've just been trying to sit and rest because I'm just kind of like physically and emotionally exhausted, but feeling good for the most part. I've only had a couple of like little downswings that have been mitigated very well by going for walks or even dancing around my apartment. Last night I realized it's like, oh man, my obliques need work. Like if I'm gonna dance for 10 minutes and feel it, like that's bad. I've been doing pretty well overall, I would say. I'd give myself a passing grade. But there's some stuff that's happened. It is a melancholy fall in the end, after all. Kind of rhymed. One of those things is that my good friend Natasha, who you all know and love, has moved out of Paris. And that was one of the walks that I took. I snuck across town to go see her one last time before she left. I've barely seen her at all this year because her health has been so rough to begin with, and she's at high risk when it comes to the COVID. So I haven't gotten to spend much Natasha time with Natasha, not a lot of Tasha time. And it was nice to see her, and we went for a nice long walk and got a couple of really nice photos out of it from the rain, and so shared those as wallpapers as well, a couple of them. I'm really happy for her though, because she got out into the wilderness. They're living in like a seaside town where they can just drive to the beach and go for long strolls, hopefully get a lot of fresh air, and hopefully the lack of pollution, which is significantly, she sent me the statistics. She said that it was 75 in Paris, like out of 100, Paris was 75, which is bad. The closer to 100, the worse it is on the scale that she was telling me. And where she was at was 13. So that's a really good change. And hopefully, she makes a good recovery, and it's really, I just hope that it's good for her health and she makes some good steps in the right direction. So I'm sad that she's not around, but I'll go visit her and we'll see her again, but maybe not for a little while because we're all under lockdown. Another big thing, I'm on my way down to deliver some stuff to Kate, have a little bit of an office day, but also Kate I'm gonna ask her if I can say this already on camera, but Kate will be moving on to greener pastures. Not in like the metaphysical sense, she's not dying, but she's coming to the close of her degree. It's time for her to find like a real French job, both for the experience, but also for somebody that can sponsor her for a work visa. It's very important. And I am unfortunately not there yet. I wish that I was there where I could do that as a business. I don't believe that I am, and so unfortunately haven't grown fast enough or big enough to fully support her in that way, and so I can support her in finding a job here in Paris, so I'll be working to help her figure that out. And she's looking to do an internship. I don't know for what exactly, but I can say that. And if you're somebody here in Paris who does have job openings coming, she's great. You definitely should hire her, and I'll get you in contact with her if those paths align. We'll talk about that again at some point, I'm sure. But it's still kind of sad, you know? She's been great. Kate's worked with me for 2 years, over 2 years now, I think, and she's been phenomenal. So that's kind of also a little bit of a melancholy. It's just a very melancholic tholic. That sounds wrong. That just doesn't sound. Ugh. Also, VanMoof update for those of you that have been asking. It's been shipped back to Holland. I had just like little problems, I thought, with it. So I took it in because I was just wanted them to tune up if you were watching the video when we unboxed it, there was a spoke that went through the frame that prevented it from locking onto the front axle. And so we got it in there, but then that left the mudguard a little bit askew, which wasn't a big deal, but I definitely wanted that fixed. I felt like the gears were a little bit dry. There were just a couple of things about it that like, it just needed a tune-up, I thought. And then the night before I went in, I plugged it in, and it didn't charge. I plugged it in again, plugged it in again, plugged it in again, plugged it in again, and nothing happened. So, I mentioned that to them. I almost forgot, but thankfully I mentioned that to them. I was like, oh yeah, but it also didn't charge last night. And I think that actually might be why. They didn't tell me. There was a voicemail that said that they weren't gonna be able to repair it, so they're gonna have to ship it back and it's gonna take too long to get to me. So my bike is on its way back to the Netherlands. However, they did say that they would send me a brand new one in 2 weeks. So it never ends. So the VanMoof adventure continues. I'll have a new VanMoof, I guess, that I'll put together again. At least I'll be really good at putting these bikes together. I guess in another week and a half, something. I don't even know. Also, last update, I think. Then I'm gonna go, and maybe I'll get you a nice shot or two of Paris. Since I'm going into town today, I feel like I gotta do my duty. I said duty. I gotta do my duty and get you some nice shots of the city, at least one or two. But the virtual coffees went so well. We got to 108%. Thank you so much for participating in that. It's great. I already gave the Peloton their chunk. I just like saying chunk. I'm gonna give Back in Black and Good News Coffee their chunks as well. So yeah, thank you so much for being a part of supporting them. I'm trying to, just in case you didn't catch this part earlier, am trying to take a break, especially for my creative brain. I like this. I like talking to the camera. I like making videos, and I like getting out there. And I don't know, I'm just giving myself some time, and there's a limit to it. I'm gonna come back to making daily videos again in the not too distant future, in a week, maybe 2. And my hope is that, the reason that I'm doing it is my hope is that I can actually get some of the energy back and the creative juices flowing in a way that they've kind of died down a little bit. And I don't know if that's pandemic fatigue. I don't know if that's lockdown fatigue. I'm sure everything plays into it. I'm just overall tired. So I'm trying to give myself some real space to actually rest and clear my brain. Because I have a lot of videos that I want to make, but I just don't have quite that energy right now. And I've learned a lot through the process of nearly burning out over the last few years. over the last way too many times over the last decade, really. And so I'm trying to do better about that. And so I'll be back. Don't you worry. Oh, there's one last thing I was going to say. I'll be back. I hope you've stayed this long into the video, but I'll definitely be back to it here very shortly because I love it. I miss it. I want to do it, but I don't fully miss it yet. I don't miss it enough yet. I'm not bored enough yet. I feel like boredom is really the source of a lot of the creativity, and it's a luxury I haven't had for a long time. And now that I have a little bit of space to get bored, it's like my life goal to be bored. I know that sounds weird, but it's helpful. Last but not least, for those of you that asked if I would stream on Thanksgiving, sure, I'm gonna do it. I did the stream for 50K. It was a lot of fun. Had a grand old time. Did that it was a really long stream, but it was really, really fun. I really enjoyed it. So I'm gonna do the same thing on Thanksgiving Day. I haven't set a time for it yet. In my brain, I was gonna try and do it around lunchtime, because Thanksgiving lunch, I think for a lot of people happens 2-3 p.m. So East Coast time, that means starting about 8 o'clock here. And then carry on for at least 4 hours so that I can just hang out. Maybe doing it at dinner time is not the best, but at least that'll be morning time for those of you that are on the West Coast, so that you don't have to actually annoy your family and try to watch a live stream in the middle of it. But really, for those of you that are alone, hopefully there's not as much travel. They're trying to reduce the amount of travel right now around Thanksgiving. And so to support that and to support you for staying home and maybe just wishing you had somebody to hang out with, I'll be streaming probably for 4 hours, maybe 5 hours, who knows, maybe 6. We'll see how it goes. I gotta buy a rotisserie chicken for that. And I also got a Thanksgiving meal, but they were sold out for Thanksgiving Day, so I'll be getting that on Friday, and I'll just have that on my own. But I can make a mini one out of rotisserie chicken and maybe a puree. I don't know, I'll figure it out. It'll be delicious. But anyways, that's what's going on with me. How are you? How are things? Are things good? I hope things are good. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. And I will see you again bright and early one of these days very soon. If not before Thanksgiving, then on Thanksgiving, come stream. It'll be great. I'll make an event for that. So hopefully you should be able to find it really easily. Or you just go to YouTube/Jay Swanson/live or something like that. Yeah, you'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. But I'll post some links, and I'll see you for that. I'll see you for an 80 and 8 soon. And I'll see you back to the vlogging, maybe with a new bike. We can hope. Also, when I take the cash to Back in Black and Good News, I got to figure out how I'm gonna get it to them exactly. Good News will be easy because he's always there. Back in Black, they've been closed the last 2 times I've been by. So, well, we'll figure it out. Anyways, see you for that very soon. All too soon. Not soon enough. Yeah, see you later.